Hi, welcome to what are we at? Week 6 recap of 75 Hard Personal Finance Edition, RDH Edition. So I need to update you guys. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know if I would say I've fallen off on the challenge, but I will say that I think this challenge was more of a way for me to change my habits and get into a new way of doing things. And I think it has definitely done that. But I just don't know if I'm following it to the T. So the rules: track every dollar, no impulse or emotional spending, 15 minutes of money education a day, a daily wealth positive action, review your money dashboard, and then every week do public accountability. I do really good on tracking every dollar simply because when you don't track every dollar, I use YNAB, which is a budgeting app, budgeting software, budgeting website, whatever you want to call it. And if you do not track every dollar, it gets confusing. It already gets confusing enough when I'm buying stuff on Temu using Afterpay or Klarna, and I'm trying to figure out what portion of the payment is for what items. Like, that's already hard enough. If you don't track every dollar the day it happens, it just gets too chaotic. Thankfully, usually when I go to Walmart, I'm usually just like buying just groceries or groceries and one other thing. So it's not like I have to do too much categorizing there. I just do groceries. Every week is a certain amount. So 1 through 7, 8 through, you lost me, 15, 16, I don't know. The first week, so it's pretty easy to categorize groceries. And I do like any food that I eat out, even if it comes from the grocery store, if because I was too lazy or whatever you want to call it to eat food from the house, it's fun money. For example, this week after work, during lunch, I went and got a kombucha from the grocery store. I put that in fun money. I didn't put that in groceries because that wasn't groceries. Yes, it came from the grocery store and yes, it was food, but to me, that's fun money. I could have just not had a kombucha. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, no impulse or emotional spending. It's just super difficult. It's really hard for me to deny myself. It's really hard to know what's emotional spending, what's unplanned purchase. If I say on Monday that I want to buy something and then my rule was you have to wait till the next deposit day. So, okay, on Monday, if I say I want something and I can just buy it on Tuesday when I get my direct deposit, and that's okay. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It truly doesn't. And more on the paydays in a second because my timeline has changed. I got a new bank account and things are different. 15 minutes of money education a day. Well, I finished reading I Will Teach You to Be Rich, so that's done. But I have been still doing money education. I got approved for a credit card, which is great because I want to start automating my finances like Ramit Sethi says to do, and paying all my credit card automatically, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know. I do know, but I just don't know how to explain it right now. But a credit card is going to help that. It's got a really high limit. I have a credit card now that I got, I want to say in July. It's a secured credit card. I might have told you guys about it before. It has a $200 limit. I do really good with spending on it. I just use it for maybe a $10 purchase here or there. I keep it well under the 30% utilization. I pay my bill after the statement date and before the due date, usually, so that it's getting reported to the credit bureaus as that I'm using it. I say usually because when I went to Vegas, I think I either left my credit card at home or left my debit card at home. I went to Vegas and I did not have a card I was supposed to have. Thankfully, it wasn't a problem, but I ended up, I don't know what Vegas has to do with what I was saying. Actually, I don't think Vegas has anything to do with what I was saying, but I did leave my card at home when I went to Vegas, which was not fun. I was able to like Zelle myself and it was fine. But basically, around the time I went to Vegas, I was charging like $4 at the Capital One Cafe. You get 50% off with your card. And then I was just paying it off 2 days later. So it didn't get reported to Capital One as me actually using the card, which is not good. Like, you need to see that you're using it. So right now I have like an $8 charge on there from Chick-fil-A. I don't know how I spent $8 at Chick-fil-A. Oh, I know what it was. I got the like berry parfait breakfast thing, and then I also got just the bread they put on the chicken minis, the Chick-fil-A chicken minis. Just the bread. That costs $8. Wow. But anyway, so I'm waiting for them to submit that to the actual statement to close before I pay that off. But it's an $8 charge on a $200 card. So, and I always, it's very small every time I charge on it. But what we were talking about was my new credit card. The limit is 7K, which is crazy, but that's really good because my spending for the month is, well, if you count my rent, well, it's still not 7K a month, even with rent. But I'm not going to pay rent on the card because it's a Wells Fargo Active Cash card, which we hate Wells Fargo, but I'll take your 7K limit. It's a 2% cashback card on everything, but my apartment complex charges me 2.2% to pay with a credit card. So I'm not going to pay rent with my card because that means I'd be paying an extra 0.2% every month to pay my rent, which doesn't make sense. Because if I were to pay my rent and put my purchases on the card, I would be above the 30% credit utilization. I feel like I did the math and 30% is like $2,100. I'm pretty sure I don't spend $2,100 a month on non-rents. I mean, pretty sure. I know I don't. Like, there's just not that many bills I have. So I'm going to just put all my bills on my credit card that I can, that don't charge me extra, or I guess that don't charge me more than 2% because I am getting 2.2% back, or no, I'm getting 2% back. I got confused. I think I was talking about money education, right? I'm like rambling. It's Sunday night per usual. Plan is to put all the bills on the credit card and automate the payment, do what Ramit says to do. I just need to worry about changing billing dates and stuff because he says you should basically have all your bills basically billed on the 1st, but it's kind of hard to know, like, if they're billed on the 1st, when are they due? Because those are different. Your billing date and your due date are different. It's kind of like with the credit card. Your statement date is, I think, your billing date. That's different than your due date. And I think some of these bills can't be changed. Like for my apartment, the meter that somebody comes and reads, I don't think they can change the billing date. That's based on when they read the meter. So what I might need to do is figure out what bills can't be edited, the billing date, and then change everything to be around that date. But there's also a little bit of a hiccup in that I don't get paid once a month, twice a month. I get paid 8 times a month. If I work on both apps, they pay weekly, and that's 2 different apps. So that's 8 times a month I get paid. So it's like, when am I going to, you know what I mean? I think I'll have to do what he says as far as like you build up a buffer and you use that as like your once a month payday type thing. Anyway, the point of all that was to say, I finished I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And while I haven't been like tracking, okay, 15 minutes of financial education a day, I am keeping on top of like financial education. I joined Ramit's money coaching for free. He gave a coupon code for like Black Friday, so I'm not paying for it. But I went on there and I watched like a webinar might actually be the right word. So I mean, I'm not like following it to a T, but I'm kind of like following the 75 hard. I don't know. Okay, daily wealth action. So last week I had paused my $50 a day to the savings account because I was sick, didn't work, and I didn't want to have my whole paycheck be, taken away. Did resume it this week, but it's not on auto yet. I changed my bank account. I'm now with Capital One. I don't have my high yield savings there. I have my checking at Capital One. I have my high yield savings at Marcus, and then I have all my investments through Fidelity. And side note, I mentioned that Quickly is getting a 401k, and I'm almost 100% positive it's going to be managed by Fidelity, the fund that I have. It's going to be the same exact, not the same exact, but basically the same exact target date fund that I'm in now, which is another change from a video I posted. I was invested in funds. I don't remember. I'll put the video up top so you can go check it out. But now I just have a target date fund. That's what Ramit suggests, and it's much easier, much simpler. So I'm invested in a target date fund, and I'm going to be investing in the target date fund with my 401k as well. But I haven't set up the automation for my savings yet. So I did 150 this week, just manually. So that's 3 days. But, and this is going to be like the way that can make my brain make anything the way I want it to make. So I started working out this week, and I worked out 4 days. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and health is wealth. So I'm going to say that I did a wealth positive action every single day because I worked out 4 days, transferred money 3 days. There we go. 4 plus 3 equals 7. I'm just saying. And I have been also keeping up with my investments, keeping up with investing it actually. This week I'm going to work on, so we're skipping to the end, what I'm working on for next week. Getting my automation set up again, getting my billing dates changed over. One bill for I have a taxes I pay. That comes out on the 24th, which is a date that I picked. And I wanted to change it, but I went on there and it was like, wait till the 10th. So I have to wait till the 10th to figure that out. But I need to, like I was saying, get all the other bills that maybe can't be changed and work around that, because I would hate to change everything to some date that I think is good, and then there's one bill that you can't change, and it's like, well, if I could just had have just set everything up around that, you know, we wouldn't be in this position. Anyway, I also did allocate most of my money. I have, I think, $180 in YNAB that I haven't assigned, and I'm getting paid. I would say tomorrow. I think I mentioned that I needed to go back to that. I would say tomorrow, but switching to Capital One, they do not really do early payday. They say they do, but it's not the same. With a SoFi, I used to get paid, I feel like at like 10 o'clock at night on Monday for my payday that's supposed to come on Tuesday. Now I get paid at like 4 a.m. on Tuesday, which I don't like that. It's not that I don't like it enough to switch back to SoFi. And I feel like it's very like broke behavior, even focus on it. It's like literally like 6 hours. Like, what's the difference in getting paid at 10 p.m. or 4 a.m.? I'm not spending any money between 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So like, I need to really not be in the mindset of like, oh, it's a big deal that it's later. This week, I'll be getting paid for 2 days of work through Tiro on Tuesday, and I'll be getting paid for 1 day of work on Wednesday from Quickly. Yeah, I go to my money dashboard every day. I definitely am logging in every day to YNAB for sure. It's like open in a tab on my computer. And here we are with our video, our accountability. One thing I do shop. Y'all know I be shopping. I got this electric throw I have on right now. I got it from Temu. It ended up costing me like $10 in change after I had a credit, and then there was a price drop. So if you guys don't shop on Temu, if you go on there and you have an order, there's like a button that says price match adjustment. You can click on that button, and if the price of the items went down, they will give you a credit. They used to like refund your money, or maybe they don't refund your money anymore because I never like pay with my own money. I just pay with like Afterpay. So I think this was like $18. And so I ended up paying basically like $10 for this throw, which is a good thing. I had purchased a heated throw on Amazon, and then they were like, we're gonna ship whatever, and I ended up being like, wait, I should go on Temu, and I canceled the order. The blanket that I had bought, this shelf I bought, and the heated throw, they were $52.10 at Amazon. Like I told you guys, this blanket ended up costing me basically $10, and then I think the shelf was like $4, so I just got a really good deal. But of course I could have just not bought it, so yeah. Anyway, this video at this point has veered off from a 75 hard personal finance update, and it's just like a random update, which you guys might enjoy or you might not enjoy. So I'm going to end this video now, and I'll check in next week. I'll try to be more intentional with 75 hard so I can come back with a more coherent video. Okay. All right. See you guys. Peace.